So today we're going to try to start with a random Wikipedia page. Anna Bruggemann, and then go to a second random article, Creepy Carrots, and we're going to connect the two. So the goal is to get from Creepy Carrots to Anna Bruggemann. She's an actress born 1981 from Germany. She's appeared in more than 60 films since 1997. 2003 Ice Planet, 2012 Move, 2014 Stations of the Cross. Well, I've never heard of this lady, but she's appeared in more than 60 films since 1997. And so, see if we can get there somehow. Creepy Carrots is a 40-page children's picture book written by Aaron Reynolds and illustrated by Peter Brown. It was published on August 21st, 2012 by Simon & Schuster Books for Young Readers. Yep, those carrots look marginally creepy. Here's the plot. I won't read the plot because it might ruin something in case you ever had the inclination to read it yourself. I'll read like the first couple sentences. Jasper Rabbit loved carrots, especially the carrots that grew in Krakenhopper field. They were fat, crisp, and free for the taking. Jasper enjoyed these carrots on the way to school, on his way to Little League practice, and on his way home at night. Jasper loved his carrots and couldn't get enough. That was until they started following him. He first noticed something strange after his Little League game when he stopped at Krakenhopper Field. Then while he was brushing his teeth, he saw the creepy carrots. Then he even saw them in the shed on his on his wall. By the end of the week, Jasper was seeing creepy carrots creeping everywhere. Probably need an exclamation point there. Jasper then thought of a plan to make sure the carrots couldn't escape, and build a fence and a moat around Krakenhopper Field. That's quite the endeavor. I mean, not sure how big Krakenhopper Field is, but to build a moat, that's a lot of ditch digging. Jasper was very pleased with himself. No creepy carrots would get out of that patch again. As the sun set, the carrots cheered. Their plan had worked. Jasper Rabbit would never get into that carrot patch ever again. Well, okay, I guess I did ruin it for you. Sorry about that. So let's look at the reviews. The book balances menace and absurdity in the strange tale of vegetable stalking, playing up the contrast between the genuinely spooky elements and the unassuming threat. Brown meticulously controls his compositions and balances his spreads, often paralleling or mirroring verso and recto, or tidily subdividing pages into panels. That seems like an interesting review for that, for a children's book. Okay, but we're trying to go back to Anna Bruggemann, and we're going to have to Stations of the Cross, or Move, or Ice Planet. I've never heard of these, so this is going to be really tough. But she's a writer. Move, Stations of the Cross. I mean, we could cheat and see what Stations of the Cross is about. I mean, that really wouldn't be cheating. Let's just see, because we're trying to figure out a way to get there. Okay, Berlin International Film Festival. It won the Silver Bear for Best Script. Did she write that? Yep. Well, she co-wrote it with Diedrich Bruggemann. I'm guessing her husband, maybe brother. I don't know. He doesn't have a Wikipedia page. The plot. Maria is a 14-year-old Catholic girl in a religiously fanatic family who has dedicated her life to serving God. She is preparing with a group of young people for confirmation in a southern German town. Their church belongs to the Society of St. Paul that rejects the more secular rulings of the Second Vatican Council and holds to the Latin Mass. Learning of the 14 stations of the cross that Jesus endured on his path to Golgotha. I probably said that wrong, Golgotha. She thinks that this is what she might also go through in order to reach heaven and potentially cure her younger brother's autism. Okay, so probably the 64th Berlin International Film Festival. 91% out of the 23 votes on Rotten Tomatoes. But we're going from Creepy Carrots over there. So, what does Creepy Carrots have? Peter Brown. We could see if he's written anything else. Or I guess, illustrated anything else. It was published in 2005 by Little Brown. Let's try this, because I probably had other books. Little Brown and Company is an American publisher founded in 1837 by Charles Coffin Little and his partner, James Brown, and for close to 2 centuries has published fiction and nonfiction by American authors. Early lists featured Little Women, Emily Dickinson's poetry, and Bartlett's familiar quotations. So, let's go, we're trying to get to movies, so we'll go to Little Women. Little Woman is a novel by American author Louisa May Alcott, 1832 to 1888, which was originally published in 2 volumes in 1868 and 1869. Alcott wrote the books rapidly over several months at the request of her publisher. The novel follows the lives of 4 sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy March, detailing their passing from childhood to womanhood, and it's loosely based on the author and her 3 sisters. So, we want adaptions film. There are silent versions in 1917 and 1918. Little Woman was filmed by George Cukor in 1933. Irvin Leroy in 1949. David Rich in 1978. And Gillian Armstrong in 1994. We're going to go with Gillian Armstrong, or unless 1994. Yeah, 1994 will take us to the film. Directed by Gillian Armstrong, screenplay by Robin Swerd. 4th feature film adaptation. Well, kind of told you what that was about already. But we have a list of actresses here. Winona Ryder, Gabrielle Byrne, Samantha Mathis, Kristen Dunst, Claire Danes, Christian Bell, Eric Stoltz. Eric Stoltz. Who's that? Okay, he was the guy in The Mask. He also appeared in films like Pulp Fiction, Killing Joe, and Kicking and Screaming. Let's go back to him real quick. How do I know him? Lionheart, The Fly 2, maybe. Probably Pulp Fiction, I guess. Jerry Maguire, Anaconda. Yeah, it's probably Pulp Fiction. Okay, but back to Little Women. We're still trying to get to Anna Bruggemann, and we're going to try to find it from Stations of the Cross from the 64th Berlin Film Festival. I mean, not necessarily, but Who did star? Hans Zisler. Let's see who that guy is. Is a German actor, most famous in America for his portrayal of Hans in Steven Spielberg's film Munich. There we go. We found a connection. So, we're trying to get to Steven Spielberg now. Winona Ryder. That is a good one. Kristen Dunst or Claire Danes? Christian Bell. There we go. Christian Charles Philip Bell, 1974, is a British actor. He has starred in both in blockbuster films and smaller projects from independent producers and art houses. Known for such films as Batman, The Fighter. He won subsequent Academy Award and Screen Actors Guild for his portrayal in The Fighter. He also had roles in David O. Russell's American Hustle and Adam McKay's The Big Short. But he was also in Newsies. Let's go down to filmography. Empire of the Sun is what we're looking for. But he was in Treasure Island, Newsies, Swing Kids, Pocahontas, Metrolands, American Psycho, Shaft, Reign of Fire, The Machinist, Batman, 3:10 to Yuma, Hostiles. Empire of the Sun is a 1987 American epic coming-of-age film based on J.G. Ballard's semi-autobiographical novel of the same name. Steven Spielberg directed this film, which stars Christian Bell, John Malkovich, Miranda Richardson, and Nigel Havers. The film tells the story of Jamie Jim Graham, a young boy who goes from living in a wealthy British family in Shanghai to becoming a prisoner of war in a Japanese internment camp during World War II. Never seen this. The only thing I remember is it has Ben Stiller, I believe, and at one point he yells "cut," and everyone gets mad at him. Yep, Ben Stiller. But we're looking for Steven Spielberg. He's an American actor, director, producer, screenwriter, considered one of the founding pioneers of the new Hollywood era, as well as being viewed as one of the most popular directors and producers in film history. He is also one of the co-founders of DreamWorks Studio. I mean, you know the films he's made: Jaws, Close Encounters, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., The Color Purple, Empire of the Sun, Schindler's List, Amistad, Saving Private Ryan, Munich is what we're after, War Horse, Lincoln, Bridge of Spies, Jurassic Park, AI. He also executive produced Animaniacs, and I think Tiny Toon Adventures. Let's see. It would be under filmography. Yep, Tiny Toons Adventures, executive producer. Or also the voice of Roger Rabbit. Okay. Yep, Terra Nova, Halo TV. What is that? Okay, well, anyway, Steven Spielberg. We want to go to Munich. It's going to be way at the top. I can't click it. There it is. Munich. It's a 2005 American-Canadian historical drama and political thriller film based on Operation Wrath of God, the Israel government's secret retaliation against the Palestine Liberation Organization after the Munich massacre at the 1972 Summer Olympics. The film was produced, directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Tony Kushner and Eric Roth. So let's check out the Wrath of God operation. Also known as Operation Bayonet, was a covert operation directed by Mossad to assassinate individuals suspected of being involved in the 1972 Munich massacre, in which 11 members of the Israel Olympic team were killed. Targets were members of the Palestinian Army. The targets were members of the Palestinian armed militant group Black September and Palestine Liberation Organization, the PLO, operatives. Authorized by the Israel Prime Minister Golda Meir in autumn 1972, the operation is believed to have continued for over 20 years. So we're looking for Hans Zisler. There he is, but let's go down to cast. Hans Zisler. Hans, please, Hans. Okay. And we're looking for Anna Bruggemann. I already forgot what film we're looking for, but it's like 2000 Stations of the Cross, 2014. Directed by Dietrich Bruggemann. Stations of the Cross is a 2014 German drama film. Yeah, I mean, we already read that. Read the plot. Notes, the fictitious Society of St. Paul is based on the Society of St. Pius X, a traditional Catholic Church organization, of which the German co-writer Anna Bruggemann and her director brother Dietrich Bruggemann had first-hand experience. So I guess that is her brother. Here's the reception: 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics' consensus states that the film is a drama of thought-provoking depth, as well as a showcase for newcomer Lee Von Aiken. Stations of the Cross hits hard and leaves a lingering impact. On Metacritic, the film has a rating of 68 out of 100 from 11 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. Stephen Gradius of Decent Films gave the film an A- grade, saying Stations of the Cross is among the most insightful and devastating cross-examinations of religious fundamentalism that I have ever seen, certainly in a Catholic context. The film is not so much an attack on faith or religion, but an examination of how faith goes wrong. And that was written by Anna Bruggemann. Anna Bruggemann. There we go. Let's go and check out her other filmography. Move is a 2012 German comedy film, directed by her brother, Dietrich Bruggemann. Not much about that. Ice Planet, 2003. Ice Planet, year 2003. But here it says is a Canadian-German science fiction film released in 2001. It was produced as a pilot movie for an intended TV series. The film was directed by Winrich Kolb, and his cast included Wes Studi as Commander Traeger. Yeah, I'm not going to read all that. But it looks like the movie takes place 30 years after a devastating war. 10% of the population died. There's aliens. There's Jupiter's moon base. There's a moon base. Yeah, so space epic. She plays Eleni. And to the one that I cannot pronounce, Clean Rupen Forever, is a German romantic film. It's a romantic comedy released in late 2004. The film is set in 1985 and stars Tobias Schenk as Tim Winter, a West German teenager from Bremen with aspirations of being a professional tennis player. On a school trip to East Germany, Tim meets his identical twin brother Ronnie, also played by Tobias Schenk. Ronnie switches place with Tim, forcing Tim to experience life and love in East Germany. The film can be seen as part of the Nostalgie movement, similar to films Goodbye Lenin, 2003, and Sonny Lee, 1999, which look back nostalgically at life in East Germany. East German. Nostalgic look at East Germany. Well, I guess that's a thing. Okay, so Anna Bruggemann.